With us now is filmmaker Glenn Andreiev. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Donna. Good to see you again.
So we were talking about 22 years ago, I had a gold ribbon in my hair. Why?
Because that is the clue to the whereabouts of the Mad Wolf. And Mad Wolf is a fact-based thriller based on stories of the American Revolution in Long Island. And we made this film 22 years ago.
Wow.
On analog video. And it's interesting because when I first wanted to make the film, I was telling people my next film is going to be about the Revolutionary War. Everybody frowned, why are you doing something so dull? And all they did was play the fife and drums and dip candles all day. And that's not true. It's a very exciting moment of history. It happened right here on Long Island. And it plays like an Edgar Allan Poe story or a horror story. And I just want to put this on film, and still people are like, no, do a vampire movie, and so you have to very often just listen to your gut and just go.
And so you funded it just by really getting people enrolled in the concept of doing it, and doing a period piece on a budget isn't that easy. I remember helping make costumes. We were making red coats, and it was intense.
Yeah, and we did a lot of trickery. Our co-producer on the film, Sal Orman, he was doing really nifty things. He found stockade fences that somebody thrown out, and how stockade fences, the poles are all vertical. He would turn them horizontal on the set, and it made the inside of a fort, and it looks very believable.
Yes.
And it's all this magician sleight of hand that we pulled it off.
And at the time I lived on a wooded, I remember a wooded acre. Yes. We shot some of the scenes in my home. Mm-hmm. You also had the historical ability to shoot in the Armory? That we did some scenes in the Armory?
The Armory, and Huntington has preserved a lot of the homes from the 18th century. So all it was just, with their cameras just dodging telephone wires and automobile traffic, and we got it.
So the Mad Wolf, it's the journey of, who's the main character?
It's, well, first of all, it's the journey of a very villainous character named Colonel Thompson. And what he did in real life during the Revolutionary War, he was with the British, and he put a fortress on the town burial ground. And he was actually using tombstones as oven plates and welcome mats. I mean, the way it sounds like a horror story. And this became the basis of the film. And the Mad Wolf is a fictional character. It's sort of like a serial killer that goes after the British at night. She's
avenging the death of some of her
family,
friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that I always find, when I make a film, I always love having strong female characters.
Well, I certainly appreciate the fact that you cast me in the role of Sarah. It was the first time, Glenn, that I ever saw myself on the big screen, because we debuted it at the Cinema Arts Center.
That's right.
And I was like, wow, this is a real film. During the process, you don't realize that you're taking part of something that's actually going to be a feature-length film until it's all put together. And like you said, you did it linear. So you were actually putting together scene by scene in the time order.
Right. If anybody does any video editing with a computer now, you could edit at any point in your storyline wherever you want. But back in 1997, we only had linear editing, which means we had to start with shot number 1, then shot number 2, and then end up with the final shot. And if you want to change something midway through, you change your mind, I was like, well, it's too late.
Let's take a look at your film.
Okay.
Or our film.
Our film.
Let's take a look at our film. Okay.
Colonial America, where gentle people spent the day dipping candles and playing the fife and drums. Wrong.
There exists among the citizens of this village a single man who, by raiding our camps at night and causing destruction, is blocking our allegiance to His Majesty King George III. This scoundrel has caused the death of 9 British subjects. A reward of 60 guineas has been placed for his capture. He's gonna get heart palpitations! What do you want from me? To be quiet! Johnson, it's the rifle!
Congratulations. And now it's available for purchase on Vimeo.
That's right. What happened was is that I decided to remaster the film and put it available on Vimeo with all my other films. And it was, here I could really fine-tune a lot of things that we weren't able to do in 1997. And it brought back a lot of memories. I remember because when you do a very low-budget film, very often the actors have producing or technical duties on the film as well. So I remember one time you're in a Colonial hospital bed and you're being beaten by the villain with the cat and
Oh
nine
yes,
tails.
that was a lovely scene.
And then we had technical problems, so there you are, still in costume, still lying in your deathbed on a cell phone, trying to arrange for a camera.
I'll tell you what, not much has changed in 22 years. I'm still always on my cell phone and usually always having something to do with cameras. And before we wrap up, let's talk about your other project too. You are helping preserve something, lostemulsion.com?
Yes, Lost Emulsion is a documentary I made on lost films and film preservation. Pretty much about 60–70% of all films made before World War II are lost.
Okay.
Usually they've rotted due to poor handling, like this film here.
Do they oxidize? Is that what happens?
They
or-
oxidize and they begin to warp, as you
Okay.
can see here. And they actually just turn to like a jelly inside the can. You open up a can and you expect to see a film, but it looks like a coffee cake.
Got it.
And so I talked to a lot of film preservationists at the Library of Congress, and it's like a intro to preserving our film heritage.
Thank you for that. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for your passion, your tenacity. Glenn, you're a wonderful treasure
Thank you.
to all that know you. And thank you very much for joining
I'm
us.
so happy to be here.
It's amazing, right?
Beautiful.
It's like, dink. Wow. Stay tuned for more. We've been living it up right here with Glenn Andreiev, and it does feel like a time machine. I mean, the fact that we're here now and you just saw a clip from the film that we did 22 years ago. Stay tuned.